I'm Juan. Thank you for joining me. So, is this the end of Visa? Is Visa going to be obsolete? Are they going to be the next Blockbuster, Toys R Us, that mega company that didn't take advantage of the changing times? Well, Chamath seems to think so. Chamath said for 2022, his biggest losers are Visa and MasterCard. And his reason for that was any company that charges 2 to 3% for every transaction, a duopoly of a company in Visa and MasterCard, there's no need for that type of company now, especially with the new technology that's coming out with crypto and blockchain and SoFi and DeFi and all these different things that are really changing the way transactions are being done. He also stated that his opinion is based on the UK and Amazon banning Visa because of the high transaction fees. So when I made a Visa video not too long ago, about 5 weeks ago, my bearish thesis for Visa was, one, that it was overvalued according to its free cash flow. I felt regardless, it was trading too expensive. And my second point was that it was too expensive, which a lot of people disagreed, but I felt like, according to a lot of small businesses and medium-sized businesses, this is their number one complaint, the transaction fees with Visa and MasterCard. Why then, if Chamath's position is that this company is the biggest loser of 2022, and at the same time, the Motley Fool comes out with an article stating that the best Warren Buffett stocks to buy with $300 are Apple and Visa. It's such a contrast. One saying that you should short. Chamath basically said you should short Visa and MasterCard. And the Motley Fool is saying that a Warren Buffett type stock that you should buy is Visa. Apple can't be denied. Apple's a great company. This goes back to the debate of value versus growth investment. When Buffett goes for a stock or invest in a stock, he's coming from that Benjamin Graham era, and he perfected Benjamin Graham's way of investing. Benjamin Graham was trying to find 50 cents for a dollar, trying to get that company that's just undervalued. Warren Buffett took that, but he wanted to see the company as a whole, not just as a value. And he looks at management. He looks at the business. Is this business going to be around for 10, 20, 30 years? He looks at the return of investment, return of equity. He looks at their debt. He buys the company. He basically states, I'm buying a company. I'm assessing this company. I want to see what the value is, and I want to buy it. And he has to understand it. Warren Buffett is clearly opposed to anything Bitcoin, blockchain, crypto. That's just clear. And he doesn't have, obviously, a deep understanding of it, nor does he want to. He wants to keep companies simple. He understands how they make money. It's a good model. They're going to be around. It's ran well. And this has netted him billions of dollars. Obviously, he's extremely successful. Over the last decade, he's been up and down and just in line with the S&P. Who's right and who's wrong? I mean, if wrong is ending up like Buffett, I'll take wrong all day. I understand both sides. Buffett is low risk. He still has losses, but he picks good, steady, reliable companies, easy to understand, easy financials. Something like Visa. I mean, Visa is just, it's clear how they make money. They've been doing it so successfully for so long. You look at their revenue, you look at their debt, everything screams, this is a great company. But we're getting to a turning point, right? If you would have looked at Blockbuster used to be a successful company, but Netflix came in and disrupted that, right? Netflix came in and changed the way people were watching movies. Toys R Us was a great company. Amazon came in and changed the way we were purchasing toys and purchasing gifts and purchasing different items online. And is this happening now with Chamath's way of thinking, stating that countries like Nigeria, growing emerging market, they're going to benefit from blockchain? Are we getting to that point where Visa is eventually going to become obsolete? We have PayPal, crypto being soon. So there's other options other than Visa right now. Visa is not going away anytime soon, obviously. I mean, they're just everywhere in the world. It's going to take quite a long time before Visa is obsolete. I don't think that they're leaving anytime soon. It is possible that their revenues are going to decline. The UK was a big wake up for Visa. It's impossible to say that Visa is going to be the biggest loser overall and you should just short it. What I would say is, if they don't make a change, like their recent investments that they've done Visa has been involved with security and just making your money more secure and different things like that. They're going to have to find a way to get into this space of blockchain technology. They're going to have to find a way to become more competitive with their fees. They're going to have to give in. Now, they weren't able to come to agreements with Amazon in the UK, so that's not a great sign of management. They need to find a way to keep the business that they have, keep the business happy, because this is not the first company that's complained. Amazon's just so huge that they're a big company. You're going to notice. But so many small business owners have publicly come out and stated that one of their biggest expenses are credit card fees. The model of Visa, when Visa came out until today, it's a great business. They don't have no financial liability because they're not the ones making the loan. They're just the middlemen, and they collect their fees and they go on to the next transaction. We have to understand there's these 2 points of views. There's the people, the growth investors that are able to look at a technology, and even though the PE ratio is so high that a value investor would cringe, even though that their financials don't look like intrinsically I should invest right now, these growth investors are able to look at the technology and say, PE doesn't matter for this. The PE is irrelevant because the amount of growth that this company is going to have. And one example for me, for example, is RBOT is a company that I love. I think they're going to change the way robotic surgery is done. And they're not making any revenue right now. They don't have FDA approval and they're not going for it until 2023. And this is just one example, right? A value investor wouldn't invest in RBOT. There's pros and cons. Obviously, if you're a growth investor, if you get it right, you're going to be right big time. And you're going to 10x, 5x, 20x your money. And if you get it wrong, you're going to be wrong big also. As opposed to the value investor, when they're wrong, because they chose a company that's undervalued, because they have that buffer, it softens their wrong, where they're going to be wrong and lose less. But for the most part, they're going to have constant smaller gains each year, and they're going to outperform the S&P, maybe not by much, but it's going to be constant growth. So this was when I made my video. This was the DCF that I had. That I basically said if you can get in anywhere in between 140 and 178, that would be the best scenario. I still think that's true. Let's just say that in March they increase the interest, and if they increase the interest, then people are going to spend less, and that'll help lower the inflation. But at the same time, that's going to lower the valuations of a lot of these companies. And let's say that Visa's price drops to 150. Then at that point, I would have to reevaluate. I would have to see, okay, let me look at Visa. Is it possible that they're going to change and do something to keep up? Or are they going to maybe buy a smaller blockchain type company and partner up with someone? Then that would definitely be worth it. Or regardless, even if it drops below 170 with all the overall market interest scares, then I think that would be a decent entry. If you can get in anywhere below 170, then you have probably what I would consider an undervalued stock. And you would just have to kind of reevaluate and see if their thesis changes, if they invest in anything blockchain related, or if they're just going to continue to not change with the times and have confidence in what's worked for them in the past, then that's something that you have to kind of be concerned about, because that's led to other big companies that have fallen because of that. So that was just a quick video on my opinion on Visa and Chamath's statement. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.